Sorry about that, guys. Had a little technical issue there. Internet started going out a little bit. So I'll give you guys a second to come back in. Welcome back, guys. Sorry, I had a little technical issue there. Great, all the questions are back for some reason. I think this question is a little bit confused. It says, for the debate, could we give you the link for it? We have to post it on YouTube and then give you the link. When you post, like I said before, when you post it on YouTube, it's not public. You should not be posting it publicly. You just post it unlisted, and you'll send me the link through the form that's provided to you. How much time do you have in answering the follow-up question? 30 seconds max. You don't have to use the whole thing. It's 0 to 30 seconds, but you do have to answer it. Otherwise, you lose points. Somebody asked, where do you edit the video? So I posted in the... I've been updating the directions for the assignment. For those of you who have iPhones, the phone comes with iMovie, either installed or as a free download from the App Store. For those who have Android phones or other phones, I'm not sure what the system is, but I imagine there's probably some free software either installed or readily available for you. Only one person in the group needs to do the editing for the video, so iMovie on the iPhone is very easy to use, and if it's not something you're familiar with, I posted a link to a YouTube tutorial. It's about 10 minutes long. It pretty much explains everything about using iMovie, like every single important feature. So it's not hard to use. You just drag in the clips that you were sent by your group mates, trim them up, make it neat, and that's pretty much it. If you want to add extra bells and whistles, you can, but just put it in order, make everything sequence, play it, make sure it looks right, and then export it and save the file and send it and upload it to YouTube, and then you can send me the unlisted link. Yeah, well, it would be pretty hard to debate on video if we can't see your face. You show your face in class in debate. So this is basically the same thing. It's just we're doing it virtually because coronavirus is out there. So yeah, it's just like in class. You speak to the class. You have a good presentation. If we can't see your face in class because you're holding your paper over your face while you're trying to read, then you get a lower grade, right? Because that's poor presentation, and that's something that we need to improve on. So if we couldn't see your face in the video, then it wouldn't really work, right? Okay, so this is one major issue with similar questions like this. What if none of your group members cooperate? What if you can't get in touch with them? So this is something that I'm going to try to address as best I can tomorrow. Obviously, everyone needs to cooperate and participate in everything with this online learning system. Since it's new, there are some people who, for one reason or another, may still not be signed up. Maybe they don't know about it. Maybe there's some reason why people, we're having trouble reaching them. But we are doing what we can to figure out who that is. So right now I'm seeing, most of my students have signed up. I'll be trying to contact by phone or email or whatever any, students or parents to make sure that we get those kids involved and connected and linked up and figure out what the issue is if that's not the case. If it's somebody who is just not taking this seriously and is not not responding, then that's a different kind of issue, right? So somebody who has a technology issue or a contact issue versus somebody who is just not really being serious, not cooperating. Obviously, in both those cases, we have to address them, we have to deal with it. So I'm not 100% sure of what it's going to look like, but I'm going to put something together for you guys tomorrow, hopefully. So if, like I said, get everyone together as much as possible with your group. if there's somebody who you can't really get in touch with and you're doing your best to, obviously I'll do what I can. I ask you guys to do what you can. If you know who the person is, they're not responding, you're not sure if they're getting your messages, reach out to somebody you know who's a friend of theirs, if possible, to try to reach them and encourage them to get connected. And do what you can on your end, obviously, and I'll do what I can on my end. I'm going to try to do, if I can, I'm going to try to link people together on Google Classroom within those debate groups to see if somebody has already signed up for Google Classroom and you can't get in touch with them, then hopefully I can get in touch with them through Google Classroom and I can connect you guys so you can communicate. If they're not signed up for Google Classroom, then, that's a bigger issue. I got to go figure out what's going on and try to find them. Ideally, I hope that we can address or figure out what the deal is going to have to be with any student who is not responding or who you guys are having trouble contacting, by, let's say, Saturday. So tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow is a great day for you to get together with your group virtually. And even if there's one person missing in your group, you guys can still figure out the rest of it. You can do the Google Classroom setup with the groups if I can, please. I will try. I'm still learning Google Classroom. I'm trying to dive into it as much as possible. I'm trying to do a million different things to familiarize myself with it. But yeah, I'll try to do that best I can. But by tomorrow, guys, get as many people in your group together as possible virtually in a group chat or whatever it is. If let's say there's one person in your group who is just not responding, you cannot reach them. Move on for the moment without them to do the first parts, right? Because that means the constructions you can do without that missing person. The intros, the for the moderators, intro, transitions, and conclusion pieces you can do without them. You can even potentially the moderators can do their follow-up question, and the debaters can respond to the follow-up question, and all of that can be done even if there's somebody not in your group, right? With the hope that you can get them soon, within the next couple of days, and get them to do their part and catch up. The only thing you can't do without your full group is the rebuttals, right? Because you need to go in order, and you need to be able to hear what the person before you said. The rebuttals are quick. They're only at 30 seconds to a minute. So I would say try to get the other stuff out of the way tomorrow as much as you can, tomorrow and Saturday, and get that part done. And I'm going to try to create a form tomorrow for people to fill out if you're having a missing group member problem. And you can let me know who's the person, what's the group that you're in, what kind of issue is it. I'll give you some options. Is it a person that they're getting your messages but they're just not responding? Do you think that maybe they just they don't care, or they're not cooperating? Or is it somebody who there's a specific issue why they can't communicate, or you have no idea what's going on but you just can't reach them, or you never even got their contact info to begin with? I'll give you those options, and then I'll kind of follow up on that, but at least I'll have it through a form so it'll all be in one place. And then over the course of the day tomorrow, I'll try to address each student one at a time and try to get them connected with you, so that by Saturday, hopefully, everybody's connected. Now, if by, let's say, the end of the day Saturday, we have an issue, whether it's a serious issue where somebody really, really can't be part of it, or whatever the issue is, I will do my best to make sure that the answer to that by the end of the day Saturday. So that way you can basically move on without them. I hope it doesn't come to that for most groups. I hope we can get everybody, but basically if by the end of the day Saturday you've tried, I've tried, we cannot get this person involved, then you treat it the same way you would treat it in class if a person didn't show up for the debate and you had a debate, right? You would, I won't necessarily require you guys. I think given the situation, I will give you the option. So let's say if you have, I'll give you the option to debate for that person, or to just not have a second rebuttal or a second construction. So for example, if affirmative 2 is absent, affirmative 1 does their construction, negative 1 does their construction, then it would be affirmative 2, but they're absent, right? So either affirmative 1 has the opportunity to go a second time, or they can just forfeit that and say, I'm not doing it, negative 2, you go. Of course, if you take advantage of that extra. If you have a 3-on-3 group, I mean, it probably isn't worth adding that extra person in, but it could be. It's up to you. If you want to try to, hey, let me get a few more arguments in. Let me make a few more points. Let me show a little bit more of my presentation. If you want to use that person's time to do that, I would encourage it. If you say, I'm good, I did my part, I don't really want to do anything else, then I won't require you to do it in this virtual debate as I would in class. So I know that's a long answer, but it's a big question. That's probably the biggest question I've been getting, and it's the one that I'm still struggling to answer. So keep an eye out for that form. I'll probably post it early tomorrow, and we can look into what the situation is. I gotta end this real soon, guys. So yeah, we had very similar questions. What if we can't get in touch with one of the people from the group? What about to do about a missing teammate? So I hope that was satisfactorily answered. Is that a question? That sounds like a description. Yeah, pretty much. When you upload it to YouTube, you'll see as it's uploading. Takes a little bit. And until you save the settings, it won't post it publicly. So it'll give you an option like public, unlisted, or private. Private means no one can see it. It's just there on your account and no one can see it. Unlisted means it's private in the sense that it can't be seen, it can't be found on your channel. Nobody can search for it, but it's not completely private because if you give the link to someone, they can watch it. Right? So that's what we're shooting for, the unlisted. If somebody has an alternative platform where they want to upload it, we can potentially do that. If you for some reason don't want to use YouTube, the only thing we can't really do is you can't send me the video file. I mean, we could theoretically do that, but we can talk about that if you want to do that. It's just harder because they have to be downloaded, and it might be difficult for you guys to email a whole video file. And when you do that, it uploads to Google Drive. So as an alternative, I guess, for YouTube, and I'll update this in the directions. As an alternative to YouTube, you can also do an upload to Google Drive and send it to me that way, I suppose. I think Google Drive is kind of on the same platform as YouTube anyway, so whichever one you're more comfortable with, as long as it's something that can upload the video to the internet, it's not public, but if you send me the link and you enable it to share with me, I can watch it. That's basically what we need to accomplish. So if you have an alternative way of doing that, that's fine with me. Good question. I think we've answered all the questions. Are there 3 follow-up questions? No, the moderators have to prepare 3 potential questions as part of their written thing. That's not changing. We're keeping that the same just for consistency. But each debater gets 1 question. It's not a random question. It should be based on what they said. You're asking them to follow up on something. So you need to listen to what they say in their construction. Obviously, you don't have to respond immediately because you're sent a video. You have time to think about it, and then you can come up with the question and send it to them. But each person gets 1. This I'm not really sure. I don't really get what this means, but can you zoom? Yeah. If you somebody else asked a similar question. If you would rather than doing each video separately, sending them to everybody in a chat, and then someone having to edit it together. If you wanted to do like a FaceTime group call or a Google Hangout or Zoom, whatever system you use, where you can get everybody on at the same time, as long as I can see everybody clearly when they do it, as long as everyone's involved in it, you can do that. I don't necessarily recommend that because I think it'll come out better if you send the videos because you have the flexibility, the timing. It's hard to get everyone together, and obviously, interesting. You just joined. You were the person who asked me about this earlier, so you could do it as a video call, a group video call, but the issue is you got to get everybody together. So if your group is having an issue with one of our members is missing, we can't get in touch with them, you're not really going to be able to do that, right? Unless you get them quickly, because you need everybody there at the same time in that system. So if you do it the way I suggested, the kind of default way of each person sending their video, everyone can film their videos asynchronously, as the word is, all on their own, at their own time, at their own pace, and send it out. And also, if you want to do it this way, where you do a video call, you'll still have to edit. You'll just have to trim out the in-between parts where maybe somebody needed to restart or people are giving feedback to each other. That isn't meant to be part of the final cut. Alright, I think that's all the questions. So, when is the debate due? It is due on Wednesday. So everything has to be sent fully by Wednesday, so I can grade them on Thursday. And the marking period ends Friday. So the earlier you guys can get this done, if you can finish it by Sunday, and your group is like really on top of everything, and there's no reason to wait. We start in earnest with like the lessons on Monday. Obviously, I've posted some things and the people have already completed some work, but Monday is when it like kicks into gear fully. So I would definitely encourage you, if your whole group is like together and everything's cool, and you're not having any big issues, knock this thing out by the end of the weekend and make sure you send it to me by Monday, and then you don't have to worry about it, and I can get started working on that. So I'm gonna basically end the live here. I've definitely already gone longer than I intended. I'm not gonna go into any other questions unrelated to the debate. I know somebody asked about missing work. I'm working on that. I should post something. You should see something posted for me tomorrow about how to submit missing work. So just keep an eye out on the channel, guys. As always, please encourage your friends who are in this class, if they are not already following on here, to do so. Make sure everyone is on Google Classroom and locked in and linked up. Put it up in your stories if you can, guys. Seriously, promote. The more you guys can do to help. No, you can't do voice only. Because then that's basically like if you put a paper in front of your face the entire debate. That would be bad, right? So please, guys, do whatever you can. So please do whatever you can, guys, to support each other, to make sure everybody gets set up on Google Classroom. Impress upon everybody the seriousness of, getting this work done. Just because we're not in school doesn't mean school is out. School is back in session, just virtually. So make sure everyone's doing that. Can you use a green screen? Ask your group members. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Get some sleep. Try not to go to bed too late. Don't stay in Minecraft for the rest of the evening. And I'll see you tomorrow.